Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about the 400 lumen Olight Swivel. Let's check it out. Alright guys, here is the brand new Olight Swivel, and because Olight sent this to me during their OFAN days, this isn't going to be an in-depth review, but I'm definitely going to let you guys know what I like and dislike about this. So this is the box it came in right here. You can see it has a maximum output of 400 lumens and a maximum throw of 80 meters. And we have all that information right here on the back of the box, but I'll go over that a little bit later on in this video. And the only other thing that comes in the box here is the USB Type A to Type C charging cable. And yes, it does charge via that USB Type C port right there. All right, so what exactly is the swivel here? Well, basically it's Olight's version of an adjustable work light. So it rotates open 180 degrees right there, which is really nice. And on the bottom of this clip here, we have 3 earth magnets that are pretty strong. So I can demonstrate that with this kitchen knife, this stainless steel kitchen knife here, and listen to that snap. These are some pretty powerful little magnets here. So I definitely like that. And another thing I like about this clip here is it's basically a carabiner. So the clip here is pretty versatile and gives you many different options for mounting. Either open the carabiner and hang it somewhere or just stick it on some metal and life is good. But now let's start talking about why this swivel is pretty versatile, at least in my opinion. So right here we have the power button. Click that power button once, let me aim it down, and it turns on the floodlight. And it doesn't resort back to the floodlight. It basically goes back to the floodlight or the flashlight, whichever one you had on last. But that doesn't necessarily mean it has a memory in here, because it doesn't have a memory, but it just remembers if you had it on flood or flashlight last. So by default, it goes to the medium setting on the floodlight. That's 160 lumens, 9 hours of runtime and 15 meters of throw. And after 3 seconds, when you push the button again, it's going to turn it off. So that's one of my negatives about this flashlight, and I'll talk about that in my negative section at the very end of this video. But I basically wish it had a mode button, because I don't like having to turn it back off after 3 seconds and turn it back on just to adjust medium, high to low. So let's try this again. Press it once to go on, and within 3 seconds, click it again. There's our high, and then there's our low, then to off. So medium 160 lumens, high 400 lumens. That gives you a runtime of 5 hours and 25 meters of throw. Now let's turn it off, because I just talked for over 3 seconds. Turn it back on, high, and then here's our low setting. That is 12 lumens, 90 hours of runtime, and has a 5 meter throw. And as you guys just saw, there is no memory function. So every time you turn it back on, it always goes to medium, turn it off, turn it back on. It always goes to medium, then high, and then to low. And now let's talk about how we get to the flashlight function. What you have to do is click and hold that power button. When it's on, it will not work when it's off, and there's our flashlight. Now there's only 2 modes with the flashlight. It goes from high to low. There is no medium. This is our high. It always goes default to high. 200 lumens, 5 hours of runtime, and an 80 meter throw. And then turn it off, because we just talked for over 3 seconds, and you can see why this is one of my negatives. So that's high, there's our low, 50 lumens, 27 hours of runtime, and a 35 meter throw. So I really like the option from going to that floodlight to the flashlight whenever you need it. I just think the interface, the UI here, is a little bit clunky. I do wish we had a separate button for modes. So right now I'm talking and I want to click it to high. If I hit that button again, it just turns off. I don't like that. I wish I had this on and off button right here and another mode button right here. So if I want to click it to high or low, I can just do that whenever I want, and I don't have to be worried about a time limit. So just being able to go from this floodlight to a flashlight right here whenever we want, just by holding down the power button, I think is a really good idea. And it makes this light pretty versatile. And I think that alone makes this a pretty great choice for mechanics. If you're a camper, if you like to go fishing, anywhere that you would need a floodlight and then be able to switch it to a flashlight on the fly. And it's just so versatile with this clip and the magnets. You can basically hang it anywhere you want. And as I already mentioned, I do like the fact that it is charged with a USB Type C cable. It means I don't have to carry any other cables around with me if I want to charge this. One thing that I don't like, however, it has the battery encased inside of here. And there is no way to change out the battery if something goes wrong, if the battery goes bad. If the battery goes bad, you basically have to toss this thing right in the garbage. It is a 3.7 volt, 2600 milliamp rechargeable battery. I do like that. I do like the run times. I just don't like the fact that I can't reach it and change it out if I needed to. Also, a nice feature here is we do have the charging status right here. So if I turn this on, we can see I have 4 lights right there. That means I'm fully charged. And I don't believe these go off, so at any time I can just glance at this and see my battery charge. I like that. And I'll tell you, I really like the light output here. I think 400 lumens on this floodlight here is absolutely perfect. So that's medium. And I'm not going to do an actual beam test for you because this is basically a work light. And I'm not gonna let you guys know about the beam, but I'm gonna let you guys know if it has enough light to do whatever you need. So right here we're at medium and this is high. So this floodlight you can see right here on my desk. I'm holding it about a foot off my desk. Some pretty good light output. But I'm gonna tell you guys another negative here is I don't like the color temperature that comes out of this front facing floodlight here. It looks to me about 63 to 6500 Kelvin. It's a very, very bluish light. But I'm gonna switch over to the flashlight function here, and you guys can't really tell, but it's a little bit greenish in color to me. Maybe I'm just seeing this wrong, but the color looks a little bit green to me, but it definitely looks a little bit warmer than the color that comes out of the floodlight. You can see that's a lot bluer than this color right here. Well, hopefully you can see that. So overall, it feels pretty sturdy. The body here is made of ABS plastic. It feels very, very sturdy, like it can withstand a few drops. I believe it has a 1 meter impact resistance. So that I definitely like, especially if you're gonna be using this as a work light. I need this to be able to withstand a few drops. Also, it's IPX4 rated. That's fine. Of course, I would like to see it a little bit higher than 4. I would like to see a 5 or a 6, especially if I'm gonna be using this outside where I work a lot outside. So IPX4, that's able to withstand some light rain from any direction. I'm just gonna have to keep this out of a heavy downpour. Also, another nice little feature, it has this glow-in-the-dark strip that lines this COB module right here. So I'm gonna demonstrate that. Here's my trusty ultraviolet light. Hit it with some UV light here, and you guys can see what I'm talking about. I'm just too lazy to stand up and turn my lights off, but you can see what I'm talking about right there, right? So that glow-in-the-dark feature is pretty nice, especially when you're trying to find this in the dark. And there's one last thing I wanted to talk about before I wrap this video up, and that is, this is called the swivel, but this technically doesn't swivel. And it's been driving me nuts. I've heard nobody else talk about this on any of the reviews, at least none that I've seen, is this hinge doesn't necessarily mean swivel. Swivel would mean if this opened up by unfolding it, and then this little piece would rotate and swivel, which it doesn't do. And I think if it actually swiveled, this would be extremely versatile because I can just have this stuck right to something right here, and instead of moving the whole body around, I can just take the light right here and just swivel it and aim it wherever I needed. But because it doesn't swivel, I have to basically turn the whole body around, which isn't a deal breaker at all, but maybe sometimes if I'm hanging it, I'm unable to swivel the whole clip here because it's hanging. So it would be nice to actually hang it and then be able to swivel the light piece to aim it at whatever I need to see. Am I crazy, or should the light actually swivel being named the swivel? All right, so there's a lot to like about the swivel here. I love the clip here. I think it's pretty versatile with the magnets and the clip right here, carabiner style. I love the fact that it can open 180 degrees and makes it a pretty versatile light wherever you want to hang this, and you can aim it wherever you want. I like that it shows a constant battery status right there, so you never have to guess how much battery life you have left. I like the fact that it's USB Type-C, and I do love the fact that I can switch between floodlight and flashlight whenever I wanted just by holding down the power button. And I think the build quality is solid. It feels really, really nice. I feel like it can handle a few drops if needed, and being a work light, it needs to. All right, let's talk about what I don't like about the swivel light. So first off, I wish it had a mode button. I think the UI here is pretty clunky. I don't like that I have to hit the button within 3 seconds of changing from high, medium to low, or medium, high, low, sorry. Next, I don't like the color temperature that comes out of this front floodlight module. I think it's way too blue. I wish it was a little bit warmer of a temperature. Warmer color temperatures, you can make out colors a little bit better. Not necessarily a thing if you're boating or camping, but if you're a mechanic, that might be an issue. Next, I don't like that we have a sealed 2600 milliamp hour battery right here. If this battery goes dead, you have to throw this whole light away, and that's not cool. And last but not least, I don't like the fact that the Olight Swivel technically doesn't swivel. I think that this would be an almost perfect little work light if I can put this right here on the desk, have it swivel, and then fix all the other negatives that I just mentioned here. Then we're getting somewhere. So hopefully in a version 2, we can maybe see some updates and maybe fix some of these negatives. But overall, it's a pretty solid attempt at your first work light here. All right, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. What do you think of the Olight Swivel? Right now, Olight has a pretty big sale going on. It's called OFAN Days. It started at 8 o'clock September 23rd, goes to midnight on September 27th, 2021. So you can pick this up at a discount. I'll have all that information down below in my description box. Also, I do have an affiliate link below along with my affiliate discount code. I'll have all that information down below as well. But if you guys did enjoy this video, please give me that thumbs up. Please subscribe. And go!